Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Monkey Knife Fight. I'm Dan Watkins. No full show breakdown for the college football slate this week, but instead I am here to give you a quick preview of the three big games this weekend and the six quarterbacks in those matchups. So starting off at noon on Saturday, you got number 12 Oregon at number 3 Ohio State. Stroud for the Buckeyes had a monster week, especially in the second half against the Golden Gophers last week. Ohio State won 45-31. Stroud completed 13 of 22 for 294 yards, including with 4 touchdown passes. And those 4 touchdown passes were all big plays, going for 70, 61, 56, and 38 yards. I love the over, and I'm very confident in this one. So if that line does move a little bit more than the more or less of 265.5, if it even gets up to all the way around 280, I still like the more for CJ Stroud there against this the Ducks defense. The Fresno State quarterback last week threw for almost 300 yards against Oregon. I think CJ Stroud at home, his first home game at the Horseshoe, he's going to go off for the Buckeyes. On the other side, you got Anthony Brown, the senior, the transfer. He's a bit of a dual threat guy. So 15 of 24 last week. The Ducks struggled a bit against Fresno State, but they did come out with that win. Anthony Brown also ran the ball 16 times, so his more or less is 210.5. I'm going less on that one for a number of reasons. One, Stroud, like I mentioned, dual threat. He's going to run. I think Oregon, they're going to try to run the football a lot. Minnesota ran for over 200 yards against the Buckeyes last week, and Oregon rushed the ball nearly 50 times against Fresno State. I think they're going to try to go into Columbus and do that against the Buckeyes. Next up, at 3:30 or 4:30 rather, you got number 10 Iowa at Iowa State. Iowa State hasn't beaten Iowa since 2014. Both teams have great run defenses, and this one's going to come down to the quarterbacks. But on the Iowa side, you got Spencer Petras. He's a junior, more or less 145.5. I like the less on this one. He's not very spectacular. He's not going to wow you. There's just something about him. He's that game manager kind of quarterback. I don't think he's going to be trusted enough to throw the ball. He completed less than 50% of his passes last week. Alex Padilla came in for a few plays as well. He has a better yard, and Iowa also ran the ball over 40 times last week, when they destroyed Indiana. On the other side, you got Brock Purdy. He's a senior, 4-year starter. He's the best quarterback in school history. His more or less number is 235.5. I feel like that's low. I really love the more on that one. He threw the ball 26 times last week for about 200 yards. A lot of dinking and dunking, but he's going to have the volume there that I really like that more number. So hit that more with Brock Purdy. And he also threw for 276 yards the last time he played Iowa back in 2019. And then Washington at Michigan is your nightcap on ABC. Cade McNamara on Michigan, his more or less is 160.5. He only finished with 136 last week, but he was pulled midway through the third quarter for their backup who came in that mop-up duty. They crushed Western Michigan. Washington lost to an FCS school last week, so now they're going to go into the big house on national television. They're struggling. I like that more for Cade McNamara. I think they're really going to try to show that Michigan is back and that they're no longer a disaster, which they've been the past couple years under Jim Harbaugh. And then you got Dylan Morris, who's a redshirt freshman for Washington. I really love the more here. 210.5, that's very low. He threw the ball 46 times last week. And like I mentioned, Washington not very good, so they're going to be trailing. He was also missing his top 3 receivers who didn't play at all against Montana, and then his 4th best receiver on the depth chart left the game with an injury. So almost 50 dropbacks for Dylan Morris last week. I think that's going to be the case again Saturday night at the big house. And this guy's also holding off his backups. There's a 6-year senior right behind him and 5-star freshman Sam Ward. So he's trying to show his coaches that this is still his team, and the coaches seem to believe in him right now. Before you go and play, don't forget to subscribe to the Monkey Knife Fight YouTube channel, and good luck this weekend.